Hello everybody and welcome to the TARDIS Zone. I'd like to do a little video here just to discuss things that are happening in the fandom lately. Now, I'm not going to address any of the issues that my channel have because um, they're really nothing issues. But over the last 48 hours, I've had two YouTubers that I know. One has been on YouTube a long time and another one has started their YouTube journey by doing Doctor Who videos. Now, have been on YouTube before, but have decided to do Doctor Who videos because obviously this person is not happy with the current direction of the show. Now, what I've noticed lately is, and what I've been told, and I've witnessed it myself, and I've been actually, you know, a victim of it, as you might say, myself. And it seems to be a lot of younger YouTubers that seem to be going out after the older generation YouTubers. Now, I was kind of thinking, why is this happening? And the only two conclusions I could come up with is they're either ageist or they're threatened. And then I thought, well, maybe it's a bit of both, and I'll explain why. In the Doctor Who fandom, especially when Peter Capaldi was cast, there was a lot of ageist uh, rhetoric going around on the internet saying he was too old. Now, this was primarily from younger fans because, as a fan like myself knows, the Doctor, the very first Doctor was an old man. And, you know, this is the problem. These guys don't do their history and their research. So, yeah, there's a little bit of that in it, but the big main issue for me is the fact that they're threatened by us, and the reason why they're threatened by us is because we've got far more knowledge than these guys. We know what these fandoms are like. We know the shows, the TV shows, the movies that we all follow. We're part of fandoms, and we've grown up. We have watched these franchises, right? So we've got a lot of knowledge. The thing about it is they'll come out with some sort of rhetoric. Today's stupid rhetoric about gender imbalance, and all this other rubbish, right? The fact is they don't actually have an argument. And the reason why they attack YouTubers like myself, Ballstrek, I've seen it happen, other big YouTubers out there being attacked, hit pieces by media on Doomcock and Neurotic, and hit pieces on Ballstrek by YouTubers out there. I've been, obviously, I've had some issues myself, which I won't go into. Um, and I also had my own little spat with another YouTuber, but thankfully, me and that YouTuber saw sense, and we decided to patch our differences together. And at the end of the day, we were both brought together because we love the love of a TV show called Doctor Who. So there's no point of us fighting. We're always gonna have different opinions. But with these newer fans, they don't understand that. They just want their ideology, their beliefs to be front and center, and nobody else's opinion counts. And this is why they're doing this now. And this is orchestrated. For anybody out there that thinks this is just random, it's not random, it's orchestrated. Now, they're going after the older generation because the older generation are the threat to them because we're the ones that can actually hit back with facts, but they can't hit back with any facts because they just resort to what magazines do, like Bleeding Cool, like Esquire, as Doomcock and Gary were talking about, and doing hit pieces on fans. It's absolutely ridiculous. Where does this madness end? Do you know what I mean? I am sick and tired of it. I came onto YouTube because I love a show called Doctor Who, and I wanted to do videos on Doctor Who. Now, when I first came on YouTube, my videos were primarily slideshow videos. Now, They're not the greatest videos in the world, right? But I put a lot of passion into them, right? I put a lot of my soul into them. I really enjoyed doing every single video, right? And I also make it, even with me on my YouTube channel, and a lot of other YouTubers do it as well. But I, I go out of my way to make everybody feel wanted in this community, and I try text as many people as I can when I get a comment in the YouTube video, or I like your comment and I give it a love, because that's what I always do. And it doesn't matter whether I agree with you or not. I go in and I acknowledge the fact that you've given a comment uh, on a thread. Now, if I haven't done it, I always go back and I'll always catch up and do it, because that's what I do. I always check. But the thing about it is that what annoys me is that this younger generation actually don't realize what the word fandom means, and they don't know what the word fan. And Bolstrek was right in his video, and this was basically a video for all YouTubers that engage in hit pieces on other YouTubers. Um, but he was right. There's a lot of YouTubers out there that will swing one way and then swing another way, just to, so they don't upset people, right? They just play it safe. And that's fair enough. If you want to do that, that's fair enough. But then when you go and attack someone because, you don't agree with them, well then I'm sorry, you're in the wrong. You're in the wrong. If you want to continue to do that, then fine. As Bolstrek has said, and he said to me many a times, piece of advice, don't get too big for your boots, and you know just concentrate on your content, and the rest will come. And he's right. You know what I mean? I don't worry about subscribers anymore. I don't worry about how many likes and dislikes I get on my video anymore. I don't really give a crap. It's about the content. And I lost that for a while. And it took Balls Trek and a couple of others to make me realize, it's not about, look, at the end of the day, people can slag my channel off all they want, right? And say it's a small channel and all this. And I know it is, right? And they can say, well, you've only got 500 subscribers and you haven't monetized your channel. Everybody thinks you're a joke on Twitter and all this. People can say whatever they want about me, right? You say whatever you want. At the end of the day, you are attacking YouTubers like me and others because you know we are right. Not only are we right, but you also know that everything that I've been saying and everything that all the other YouTubers have been saying is true. And you don't like that because it threatens what your goals are. And the thing about it is, whether you like it or not, you're only a small minority of the whole population. And right now, you do have the biggest voice. But that has to change. There has to be a balance. And there isn't a balance right now. And this is the problem. There isn't a balance. And then you have people giving out, well, you all say you are for, everything being inclusive. Yes, but not forced. Not forced. It doesn't have to be forced. You don't have to change a role for the sake of changing a role because you want to say for example, there's a white lead out there, and you change it to a black person. You're forcing that. Why don't you just create? See, this is the thing. When we talk about balance, right? This is what we're talking about. We're talking about creating, right? You create shows and you create movies with female leads that are original. Original. See, this is where you are going wrong. You are thinking if you get already settled franchises and you put a woman in there, or you put a person of color in there, you are ticking a box, fine, but you aren't actually thinking of the whole, how it's going to affect the story, for starters, and the changes that you'll have to make to that story to accommodate this box ticking. This is the problem. This is what we're talking about. Nobody's racist, misogynistic, or sexist or anything like that. What we've been saying from day one is create new stories, new franchises for everybody. and we'll go and watch the movies. And if the movies aren't their cup of tea, you'll have fans that will watch the movies. You've got to get the balance. Everything you watch on TV now has some sort of message in it, right? I want to be entertained. Everybody wants to be entertained. If you want to have shows with messages in them, if you want to have movies with messages in them, go ahead, do them. But it doesn't have to be front and center. Look at shows like the classic Doctor Who, the way they did political stories. Look at the Orville today, the way that does political stories. Right? There's a way you can do it that is correct. And the way Hollywood, BBC, and all these other companies are doing it is wrong. You need to remember who your audience are. And yes, you must accommodate all your audience, but you don't sacrifice one side of your audience for another. You get the balance right. And the only way you can get the balance right is to create. It's as simple as that. And it is simple as that. People might think it's a big complicated thing. It's not. You just create new franchises, new TV shows, whatever it is, right? And get the balance right. This is what we've been talking about for day one. All these magazines that attack fans calling us all these names under the sun, you clearly don't get it. We're not saying we don't want any of this. What we're saying is you can create and it's better, you'll have a better balance instead of just accommodating one group here, one group here, and one group here, leaving out the biggest group that you have. And I'm sorry, whether you like it or not, the biggest audience for comic book movies and stuff like that are male. And I'm sorry, that might hurt a few women's feelings out there, right? But that is fact. That is fact. And yes, women do love superhero movies, but let's be honest, majority of fans out there are male, and that's not anything. But you can accommodate the women. If you want to get more women involved in it, then you create original roles. That's all we've been trying to say. And but what's happened is because the media go out there and attack them, it gives people or thinks people out there think it gives it ordinary people. It thinks it gives them the license then to go out and attack them. And that's what's happening. So the media have to take responsibility for this. The people that are in charge of all these franchises, the toxicity in the Star Wars fandom, the toxicity in the Doctor Who fandom. That's all down to the people that create the show. They create all this toxicity, and then they try to blame the fans on the toxicity. And then if you're not with the program, if you don't get down with the program, then you're somehow sexist, misogynistic, racist, you name it, every name under the sun. It's wrong. You guys are the problem. You guys, media and fans that think like you are the problem because you won't accommodate everybody. And you keep talking about how we're the racist, sexism, and misogynist. You are the ones that are, because you just want to accommodate a certain minority in the fandom and forget about the rest. So where's the balance there? There's none. Now, back to these attacks that are happening lately. This all, as I said, does come down to the fact that these franchises have become toxic and the people that are ahead of them don't like criticism and refuse to take criticism and then come out with little pieces. The BBC have done hit pieces, sure, on past doctors. Um, Jodie Whittaker herself has had a little pop at the fans, and we've had Chibnall lately saying that he doesn't even look at reviews, which is a lie, but it was another little dig at the fans. They won't take criticism off the fans either, and they're supporters of this show will then attack us because you know I'm sorry, but I'm a Doctor Who fan since I'm a kid, right? I deserve to know, and I'm not being, and it's not some sort of self entitlement because it's not. But I do have a right to ask Chris Chibnall questions, my concerns. I have a right to air my concerns, but I'm not allowed to do that. The only thing that you're allowed to do online and to do on all the other places is talk positivity about Series 11. You say anything negative, right? As soon as you say one little thing, about 20 or 30 of them come up pile onto you. You're not allowed to say anything negative. And I'm sorry, but this show was far from perfect. Okay? And I remember a day in Fandom, and I'm sure Doomcock and Gary, and I'm sure Ballstreck will even say that there was a time in the fandom where you could have a debate. You could have a conversation with someone without ripping their heads off. You might not always agree with them, but you know, you either agree to disagree or you just moved on from it. Can't now. You're not allowed. And even if you try move away from a situation, you get dragged into it again. You know. And then, of course, then when they don't get their own way, and you've seen it with other YouTubers, as I said, hit pieces done on them. People go out and blatantly lie with no evidence whatsoever and make up stuff. And but the weird thing about it is, years ago, if that happened, people would see through that straight away. Now people are so stupid they don't see through that anymore, and they actually believe what's being said about you, right? Or someone puts up a, a tweet or something, and it's taken totally out of context, right? And then you put up a post and you basically say that a person is bullying someone when that's not actually the case. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. Fandoms have lost control, but this is all down to the people that are making these TV shows and movies and all these media types that are actually their shill media, as we call them. And they ought to be ashamed of themselves. They have caused a divide. But listen, this is the whole point. This is the whole point. This was the plan from day one because they want to destroy. Sorry, they want to destroy the old franchises. It's been their plan from day one. I mean, if the Disney leaks are true, apparently, Disney's plan was to kill off all the old characters in the newer movies. And if you look at what's happened so far, it looks like it's happening. It's the same with Terminator Dark Fate. Now, and I haven't watched the movie yet. I am going to watch the movie because I actually watched a review by someone, a spoiler free review. And I have to say, what I heard did not impress me. Now, I am a fan of the Terminator franchise. I have to say, um, Terminator 1 and 2, absolutely fantastic. Terminator 3, yeah. And then after that, forget about it. I will be criticised for saying this, but Terminator, the one before this one, Genesis, is it Gen Z or whatever what name they gave it? It had potential. I just don't know why they didn't. It annoyed me they left the 1990, what was it, the 1995 timeline or whatever it was, 1998, whatever that timeline was. Um, it's been a while since I've seen that movie, but it had some good moments in it. But the only problem is that Emilia Clarke was miscast in it, and so was the fella that was playing Hicks, wasn't it? No, playing Kyle Reese. No, I'm getting confused now. Am I? See, heads all over the place. But listen, I think basically why I wanted to do this video is to basically just say it's got to end. I mean, at the end of the day, there's going to be fans out there that'll always disagree with what we've got to say, right? There's going to be some elements of the media out there that are going to disagree what we have to say. But remember one thing, just like you guys, we have the right to show and to actually let people know of our displeasure. And if that is somehow offensive, well, then we have truly fallen as a society because I remember a day when we could debate anything, but now we can't. So, my message would be to everybody out there that engages And don't get me wrong, I used to engage in people that used to come after me myself. Um, and I still kind of do because I don't like people picking on me or people that I know. But here's the thing, it's getting a bit old now. It has to come a time where we have to say enough is enough. Now, people think this ends when everything goes back to normal. This gets worse because the people that now have the power, when their power suddenly gets taken away from them, because let's be honest, the tide is changing. It's changing very slowly though, but it is starting to change. And they're not going to like it, and they're fighting back right now. This is why you're having all these media pieces out there as well, and you have fans out there attacking, and they know it's coming. I mean, they should look at the media the way they treated Joker. I mean, they really tried everything in their power to slate that movie and to say that this movie was dead. They even went as far as to say that this movie was a dangerous movie, right? And now it's become, if I'm correct, last night, was it last night? I think it became the most successful R-rated movie of all time. Um, I mean, that speaks volumes. It speaks volumes. Now, admittedly, I haven't watched Joker yet. It's on my playlist to watch, and I'm gonna watch it. It's a movie that I have actually been looking forward to, and was talking to another person on Twitter about it actually last year uh, when we heard it was coming out, and I was actually very excited for this movie at the time, and I knew it was going to be something completely different. So I can't wait to watch it. And I have been told by people not to look at this as a comic book movie. I was never going to look at it as a comic book movie because I had heard earlier on it was going to be nothing like a comic book movie, so I'd already prepared myself. So I'm looking forward to watching that, and I will do a review of the Joker on the Doctor Tardis zone, which will be becoming a little bit more active now in the next couple of weeks, folks. As you can see, I've already started. I'm just waiting on the new header from the YouTube channel, but I've already started to change the channel up a little bit. And then, obviously, then as I said, over the next few weeks, I'll be throwing all the videos, the slideshow videos on the Doctor Tardis zone, but I will be doing film reviews on the Doctor Tardis zone. So if anybody is interested in coming on one time when I do a film review, it'd be interesting to get people's point of views as well while I'm actually doing. I'll do my review and then get you on and have a chat about it. But what you call it? Yeah, so that's something that I have planned for the other channel. I'll continue to do the live streams on this, as I said, and I'll do the breaking Doctor Who news on this. And then, obviously, as we have said, we've already set up for Series 12. So we'll be reviewing Series 12. I'll be getting all sorts of guests on and all that. So there's plenty of exciting things coming. So, yeah. So listen, I will talk to you later on for the live stream. I'll I'll put the link up as soon as I can. And listen, enjoy as I know. Obviously see you in the live chat for this video, and I will have another video coming after the live stream has ended. So listen, folks, I will talk to you later on. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will talk to you very, very, very soon.